Hey there, boys and ghouls. Welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. It's episode number 86. We've got some fun things in store for you this week. We're going to revisit the first half of the Red October 2 calendar, see if we can give you some alternative ideas. And also, do you like to support indie film? Well, we sure do. If you didn't know, Eddie and I's first taste of independent film festivals was at First Glance, and we're going to have a little giveaway for the First Glance Film Festival coming up in October. Going to be in Phoenixville at the Colonial Theater. More coming up here on episode number 86 of the Red River Horror Podcast. Hey, we're back. Episode number 86. I'm your host, Joe Zakrzewski, joined by RedRiverHorror.com founder Eddie Caiazzo. Hey, Ed, how are you?
Joe, I'm doing great. Wow, I'm peaking like
He's
crazy.
coming in hot.
Oh, I'm turning myself down. I'm doing awesome, man. It's spooky season. It's official. We're here.
Sure is. You know what else is coming in hot?
What?
The First Glance Film Festival is coming up in a couple weeks up at the Colonial Theater in Phoenixville. The Philadelphia First Glance Film Festival that's going to feature a friend of the show, Brooke Lewis Bellis, and it's opening night one, Red Room,
Whoa.
episode 3.
Yeah, Red Rooms.
Red Rooms.
It's all right. Yep, episode 3 has been selected. Dude, and when we talked to Brooke, if you'll remember that episode, she said, because she was a bit impressed that one of our first projects got selected to run it back in 2015 because she's like, that's not easy to do. And we're like, oh, really?
Hey, 30 seconds, sci-fi Rocky. It got on there.
It did. It did. So, no, we do have a giveaway. I'm glad you brought that up right off the top. Red Rooms, episode 3. The Colonial Theater, I think,
The
is
historic
yes.
Colonial Theater, home of Blobfest,
Yes.
you know?
Where the Blob was filmed. And also, I actually wanted your opinion on this. So we saw it. What was cool for us when we got screened at First Glance was that it was at the Franklin Institute.
Yeah.
I think it's like if you look at life goals and when we got into creative projects, one of the things would have been have your project screened at the Franklin Institute. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
It's a nice little high you get from that, especially a place that was our favorite field trip spot.
Yes,
Children.
yeah, you're right. Because I mean, you'll agree. There's nothing like that Tuttleman Theater. I mean, we didn't our thing didn't screen there, but I'm saying like when they came out with IMAX and you and I went to IMAX for the first time in King of Prussia, we were like, well, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Because the Tuttleman was like rounded, like it was, you know. Anyway, long story short, but new venue for First Glance. I love it. The Colonial Theater in Phoenixville.
You know what? I think this is a great opportunity for that festival, especially because Phoenixville is a really cool community that will probably get more outside people who don't know what it is to go check it out.
Yes.
Compared to the Franklin Institute. The only other place in the city where I could see that is if it was at the Ritz, but I think that's a little harder to get the screens there. It might be a little more expensive.
Yeah, because
the Philadelphia Film Society holds that with an iron fist.
They do. So that's the funny thing. Another thing I didn't realize, the Greater Philadelphia Film Office, who actually, their executive director, Sharon Pinkinson, and Tony Todd were the judges in the thing where our Rocky 7 trailer got, like, they had to pick 10 out of like hundreds.
Oh, get out of here.
Ours was one of them.
Yeah.
So that's why that was one of the beginnings also of Tony Todd Tuesday. I'm like, dude,
that's right.
Tony Todd looked at all these trailers and picked ours as one of them.
Yeah.
So it was him. And so you're right. What I found was strange was Sharon Pinkinson was judging these to air at First Glance when their Philadelphia Film Society one was the same week. So I'm like, that's weird. I mean, now First Glance does have a lean. It is projects that are sci-fi, horror, that kind of stuff. Whereas Philadelphia Film Festival is all encompassing. So anyway,
I guess they didn't take our dark comedy, but
they didn't.
No. But lessons were learned. All good things, and we are going to be giving away tickets.
We are.
To go, and you got to go night one. You got to see Red Rooms.
You got to see it with us. We're the Red River Horror team. So it was very important to Brooke that her Philly family represents, because she's not going to be able to make it out this year
Yes.
to First Glance. So we wish her all the best. And she said, listen, I want my Red River Horror family to go and see it and be there night one at the Colonial Theater. So we will give tickets away. I'll announce more of that at the end of today's show.
Yeah, and we'll get that. We'll hand them out to some lucky winners, and we're looking forward to seeing it. Looking forward to getting up and into that theater for some good independent films. It's so support the arts any way you can. This is one of the things that I love is independent movies, independent TV, whatever you can make.
Yeah.
And that's one of the cooler things about the internet that, there's more platforms for it, but this was the original way. These types of film festivals.
This is how we didn't know when we started getting projects selected left and right, and it's just like, okay, we didn't know what to do, so what do? We submitted to film festivals. It's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So very excited for our friend Brooke, and we'll take it from there. So keep in touch. We'll have stuff posted all over. We'll be blasting you on the internet with all that. So one more question before we get into the heart of our episode of offering alternatives to Red October 2.
Damn, man.
Good night. Have you seen what might be Ryan Murphy's best work? Have you checked out Dahmer on Netflix?
I haven't. No.
Intense.
Dahmer. Okay.
Yeah. And it's one of the things with his work on FX and
American Horror Story.
Yeah, has to kind of tone it down a little bit. Now has free reign to go all in.
I could totally see that being off the. I mean,
cast acting has been great. You know who else has been raving about it?
man,
I'm
angry today, Joe.
I know. Our very own Brooke Lewis Bellis talk about how great some of the acting's been in that. It's true. That dude, Evan. I like that guy, Evan Peters.
I do too, actually.
Yeah. He does a great job in that as Jeffrey Dahmer. So
wow,
definitely check that out on Netflix. Definitely,
I'll try, man. I'm going to be honest with what we're talking about. So we're going to give away the first 15 of this year's. We're not going to do an official Red October because this one we wanted to bring the podcast back strong for spooky season.
Yeah,
as always. And we've had a lot of creative ways to do this in the past. One year, I actually just let Dr. Halloween do it. So this isn't an official Red October. We are going to pick the first 15 movies you should watch in the month of October this year. How cool is that?
I think it's great.
So I guess to bring it back to the original point, love Evan Peters. We'll probably watch something about Dahmer on Netflix. I don't know that I'm going to watch it in October. I might have to wait for me.
You got time.
Yeah.
Netflix isn't going anywhere. If you ever want to talk to me about something crazy, like if you want to see like what's the future of the streamers going to be, I like talking about that, where the mergers are going, because you saw this big branch out and now they're all going to start merging up. The ball's already rolling. It's happening.
Whoa.
So anywho, so I got the list of the 31 movies in front of me.
Yes.
So what I was thinking is that we'll read them in order, and then we'll discuss what an alternative could be.
Okay.
In case you followed the list.
I like that.
All right.
Are we going to go just 15?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I figured
I'm ready.
We'll start with that.
So what was October 1st last year, Joe?
It was Scream from 1996.
Oh, man.
So that was the way to kick off.
I've got it. I got this one.
You got it?
Yeah. Scream 2022.
Bang.
I mean, you finally watched it, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. And I agree with you, because if there's a way, if you wanted to follow our formula of starting with Scream just for like that classic slasher vibe, why not go with the latest one?
I love it. So you have to either thumbs up or thumbs down. Are you good with Scream 22 being October 1st?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Absolutely.
All right. So boom, it is in the hopper. Okay. October 2nd.
And then October 2nd was The Addams Family, the 1991 version. So here's Joe, different take, Joe D'Angelo was not crazy about us having family type movies in there.
That's right.
Which is fair. That's fine, Joe. The difference is you and I have children.
Yes. Yes.
This is one way we can have them involved.
All right.
But as an alternative to that, why not do the Munsters?
The Rob Zombie one.
Why not? I haven't watched it yet. It's getting mixed reviews, but I don't think it's going to be anything less than what you might expect.
All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right. The Munsters, Rob Zombie.
I'll tell you what. So either that, because I haven't seen it, so I'm going to watch. I'm waiting for it as an October watch.
Yeah.
You know? Because I remember when my dad was giving out candy, he always was watching the Munsters. Like he'd pull out this little TV and plug it in by the front door and sit there in a chair. And, we always had the big candy bars.
I'm glad you're feeling better about the Munsters. Because, nothing's ever going to be the original Munsters. So it's like, you know what? The fact that he's doing it, Rob Zombie, I'm in. I'm in for the Munsters.
You know what?
Let's do it.
It is what it is.
That's a great pick for...
It exists.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm in.
I'm trying to be more positive with things. I don't like... when I try, my daughter just started 7th grade, and when I try to explain to her who I was in 7th grade, she has a hard time believing it. I explained to her the Jacob book the other day. That's a story.
Oh, man, that's a great story.
But also playing Rob Zombie in the classroom we were allowed to put on.
That's right. Oh man, so many good stories. Yeah. All right, so October 1st, you're watching Scream 2022. October 2nd, you're watching The Munsters, whereas last year it was the 91 Addams Family. That's a great choice. I love it.
But actually, we'll be at a potentially haunted property on those actual days, so
yes,
we'll get into that, hopefully, if we have some time.
All right.
Yeah, some good stuff. So October 3rd was Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Ooh, Halloween 6.
Yeah, and so on here, how many, we had a couple Halloweens, but we didn't want to overdo it.
Okay.
Right? So, we had the original, we had 3, we had 4, and we had 2018. We had kills.
Because the thing is, I don't want to give away too much, because that you have to leave some suspense for future episodes. But there is a new Halloween film, Halloween Ends, coming out in October. So I was thinking along the lines of this series. Mm-hmm. So last year it was The Curse of Michael Myers that you'd watch on that day. I know you don't like the new series, but if you're going to complete it, would you go 2018?
What I would offer, because after you, Joe, maybe even Dr. Halloween mentioned it, what I might suggest now is flipping it and having Ends later in the month and kicking it here on the 3rd with Halloween 4.
Oh.
Because does anything, I never really thought about it, but then when you talk about the intro and how Halloween-y it actually feels with that.
Yeah. It does pretty damn good with, Halloween 4 does good with the fall feel.
Yeah.
All right. Halloween 4 for October 3rd. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it. I'm game.
Absolutely.
All right.
And then for October 4th, we had the silly movie Benny Loves You.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Which is fun. So in that vein, what would be an alternative to that? I would go, why not go with, you know what? I'll say Child's Play 2.
Oh, okay. I was going to go with we're thinking along the same lines.
You go with a Chucky movie?
I was going to go Curse of Chucky. The first one that they came out with, the Don Mancini was back. It was after the Seed, Bride, all that stuff.
That was that return that we watched on a fall day.
Yes.
You know what? That was good.
It was, because the thing is, it was actually, there were some creepy moments. They were confined to that house.
Yeah.
And he was playing roulette with the poisonous soup.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. Thumbs up to that. I wasn't even thinking about it, but I was thinking Chucky. So we're on the same page. But I also like the idea of doing newer releases, even though it's just like, Halloween 4 instead of the new release.
Okay.
But you get what I'm going.
When you said Benny Loves You, it's just like, then we got to think Chucky.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So next one up, we have It Follows.
Oh, man.
So not easy to replace, but if you were going to do an alternate movie, like we're just doing the alternate versions, it's not necessarily the direct, vibe-wise, I'm going to throw this out there. The Grudge.
Whoa. The old one?
Yeah. Maybe for me, the new one, because I have never watched that.
If it were the old one,
I got to get over being, well, I like this one, so I'm not going to check out the new one.
Yes.
But that's how I turn into that's how I get too grumpy.
Right. So I'm just thinking, all right, it follows The Grudge.
That cursed vibe. Something that gives you some goosebumps when you're going up the stairs in a dark hallway.
Could we come back to this one?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. You want to go into October 6th?
We're going to skip 5 for right now, and I have noted down here, so I'll know to go back to it.
Okay. So October 6th was Hayride from 2012.
Okay.
So in this scenario, we could suggest why not do Hayride 2?
Yes. Although I just saw, so for as little as I get to watch, I just saw Hell House, LLC.
Okay, here we go.
Have you ever seen it?
I have seen parts of it, and Hell House is on the list. Hell House is the original 22, October 22. No, I've seen all of Hell House. I liked Hell House a lot. What am I talking about?
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I would like the vibe, the feel, the whole. I was like, whoa,
it's great.
And a few jump scares.
The ending's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like, what the hell am I talking about? I've watched every minute of it, and I loved it.
I just watched it. I literally just watched it. I'm like, whoa, where's this been?
Yeah.
So I would go Hell House. What was yours?
So we do have Hell House on the list, though. It's already been. It was on the calendar last year. So
we're going for something different.
Yeah, unless you want to do a bump up.
No, it's all right. That's okay. What was your suggestion?
My suggestion for an alternative to Hayride?
Yeah.
VHS. And not because it's the same, but I watched them both around the same time for the first time.
And you said Hayride 2, so I would say no to Hayride 2.
Yes to VHS.
Yes to VHS.
Yeah. And that even fits in with the Hell House LLC vibe that you're talking about.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so October 6th is VHS.
Yeah.
That's what you're watching.
Because honestly, we might get deeper into those last ones and say Hell House and be like, just keep Hell House.
Right.
Honestly, because it really is that good.
I could not believe it. I was stunned. I'm like, I like this. I could rewatch this in the season. I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So
it's fantastic.
Not perfect, but great. All right, so October 7th.
October 7th was Carrie, 1976. Oh, so do you do the Chloe Grace Moretz Carrie?
No, it's not that good.
It's not, which is a shame because you wanted it to be good.
I did.
But it just does. It's so hard to. I think just Sissy Spacek just makes the first like it's her.
Yeah, it really is.
You know,
and Brian De Palma's direction, and I can't remember her actress, big actress that played the mom. Like that's a hard that was hard.
They're all
that's
gonna
not
laugh
their
at
fault.
They're all gonna laugh. So why not instead offer up another one? Maybe one of your favorites. Maybe you go Christine.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know?
Yes. All right, so instead of Carrie 76, yeah, Christine for sure. So for added bonus during the fall months, I would recommend, it's not a long read, Stephen King's Christine, because it's set in Pennsylvania, in the fictional town of Libertyville, and it's the high school colors that they go to are orange and black.
Hey.
And it's a lot more violent than the film.
Even better.
Yeah.
So if you want to read,
yes,
read Carrie.
And it goes through the fall season. There's football and everything. It's
perfect.
So you got to read the book too if you can.
You tell me something more beautiful than a fall in Pennsylvania.
Nothing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
We do it right around here.
Mm-hmm. All right, 8.
So here we go. October 8th was Muppets Haunted Mansion, which was a new release for last year. Once again, friend Joe D. Not happy with it. Joe, I hope you listen to this episode so you can be like, I was not happy with it. But maybe we'll redeem you here. And because that was Muppets, why not Puppet Master?
Oh, Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replace the Muppets with Puppet Master?
I was thinking Disney because you could go Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, it's the same platform, the same,
But Puppet Master. Yes. I think horror fans would appreciate Puppet Master.
Yeah.
A lot more.
I'm feeling gory this year. I guess.
There's some gory stuff, and those little puppets.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
No, they don't. I was like, either that or the new Hellraiser, but that might come later.
Yes, and we will have a review and I think an interview.
Yeah.
Stacy covered Hellraiser for Red River Horror. Woohoo!
Whoop, whoop.
So we'll get to. I don't know what to expect. I'm going in blind.
You want to talk about a movie that, if done right, would really benefit from today's technology?
Yeah,
that would be it.
Absolutely.
So I'm really, really looking forward to that.
We'll see if they do. I love the original Hellraiser so much.
Yeah.
That it's I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, also having better technology could take away, because the slow movements with the camera tricks that they had to do for the Cenobites was what makes it so creepy. So we'll see if they keep it in the same vein.
We'll see.
Who knows?
But yeah, Puppet Master, October 8th, October 9th, my sister's birthday.
Night of the Living Dead, 1990.
Oh.
So why not do the OG?
Yeah, the 69.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't need a streaming service for that. That's public domain. So
it is.
So you could just watch it.
It's a special film.
Night of the Living Dead, 60, what was that, 68? I don't remember. One of them. Anyway, yeah, the OG, black and white, George Romero, classic.
It's a gem.
Yep, and it's great. It's great to watch in the fall.
It really is. I mean, I really enjoy that one. So, I mean, I think it's funny how, like, the first time I ever saw a clip of it, I was real little and it scared me.
Yeah.
So I guess it just has that. Maybe it's the first horror movie that ever actually scared me. So maybe
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how about that? Here we go. 2010 or not?
Wow.
Here, man, give them some coffee. October 10th, Halloween 2018.
Okay. We already did a Halloween film.
Do I make Joe angrier by saying H2O?
If we're gonna stay Halloween, then yeah. The thing, my problem with H2O, because I love it. I absolutely love.
I know
H2O.
You do.
It's not. It does suffer from. It doesn't really feel like a fall film. It feels like a summer. Like it feels like what it was hyped up to be back in the day. It's just like, whoa, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Myers, like summer romp.
Yeah,
you know,
even though it's set in October, right? Or no, they're going on like a ski trip.
No, it's October.
It is October.
It's Halloween.
What's the trip they're doing?
Yosemite.
Oh, Yosemite. That's it.
So I love H2O. I could totally watch it.
So we've had plenty of arguments about the Halloween. You know, the OG is Bay.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's always number one.
But here's the thing: it's every time that series has been revamped, it's a beast of the trend of the time. So when you talk about 4, 5, and 6, I mean, it's Freddy, Jason, Michael. You know, it's the Friday the 13th version of Halloween. Right. And when you get into the HBO, and Resurrection, it's the Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer version of Halloween. And when you get into these ones, I don't even, I guess they're different from the trend. I don't know.
Only in that it took so long for them to do something new.
Or if you do Halloween Rob Zombies, then it's The Devil's Rejects.
Right.
You know.
Because that was only 2 years after the Rejects. So, all right. So Halloween H2O at number 10, October 10th. I mean, if you got to watch Michael Myers all throughout the month. So
and here's the thing.
I'm game.
Halloween's coming back next year.
Yes.
And if it's not, then the world's over. And guess what? We're not here either. So it is what it is.
Right. All right. And I do love H2O. So yeah, let's do it. October 10th, Halloween 20 years later.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. Have that 40.
Why not? And then 11, one of my all-time favorites that will still be on my watch list, Idle Hands.
Ah.
I like the laugh. I mean, what can I say? Can't beat a good comedy. So what could flip that? This is a challenging one.
That's definitely one that requires some thought. Idle Hands.
Like, what is another one that, like, you know what I can watch like that also gives me equal laughs? Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. Now, so the hands are possessed, right?
His one hand, yeah.
His one hand's possessed.
Yeah. See, with that Dawn of the Dead, maybe, I don't know. It's not as it has its comedy elements in it on purpose.
Yeah.
With, like, the Richard Cheese montage.
Ooh, man, Idle Hands. So do you go with a horror comedy?
That's the question. Because then it's a shame because there was like, you know what, if
Because you could go Possession.
you could.
I know you're not a fan of Possession, but I'm saying to stay along the theme, like if you're trying to make something
Like, would I say something like Zombieland?
Yeah, but then...
Or is that too... Like, that's
Well, see-
more comedy focused.
See, Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's, is better than Zombieland. And I like Zombieland. I
It
like
is.
both of those movies.
And the thing with Idle Hands is it does have... The opening scene is creepy.
Yeah. All right, so well, let's just... For the sake of... this is the thought process. You're on Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead or Zombieland. Which one would you pick of those two?
For Halloween type... I could watch Zombieland anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
I could probably do the same with Dawn of the Dead, but for something, if I was like doing a horror marathon, I would do Dawn of the Dead in this case.
Okay. Then...
I'm just kind of like kicking around. I'm like, I mean, you know, and honestly, I mean, you could try Little Evil on Netflix with Jason Bateman. You know, I did the review for that a while ago. I mean, not one that I was too crazy about because, you know, it's a spoof of The Omen. It is what it is. Some people might like it. It just wasn't for me.
I don't know, man. Idle Hands is hard to replace. Like,
what about what if we wanted to keep it in the horror comedy realm? Why don't we do one of the best, Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
absolutely. I freaking love that movie.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the 11th. Is Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, just needed to think about it a little bit.
Now the thing is, if you look how this is stacking up so far, all right, well, let's just continue. Let's go to 12.
I mean, we have some pretty good stuff going, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So October 12th was a movie called Boys in the Trees.
Okay.
I believe that was off of Joe's list. So the boys in the trees, they get on their knees because it's not that stable.
I don't want to fall.
All right. So anybody who's never heard of it, if you didn't watch it last year, this isn't all, you know, alienated teens Corey and Jonah begrudgingly find themselves walking home together on Halloween 1997, their last night of high school. They embark on a journey through their memories, dreams, and fears as they lay the ghosts of their past to rest. So good plot, set in Halloween.
And I burned that damn. I loved Riding the Bullet by it's Mick Garris. It's a Stephen King story, but I think I burned that last year. Let's see. Let me look at the list.
You don't have this thing memorized?
Yeah, right. I don't see it, so I would go Riding the Bullet.
Riding the Bullet?
Riding the Bullet.
Lock it in.
Locking it?
Lock it in.
And if you just look real quick, make sure I'm not seeing it, because I think we did replace it. Well, everybody had a chance. We did a live last year, so people could remove stuff.
We did, and it got intense. And I just thought of another horror comedy that I might throw in there,
Okay.
but maybe later.
All right. So we have 3 more for today's show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Because I think October 31st doesn't change.
yeah, you gotta.
Carpenters, man.
Because the thing is, here's I think we said this with Dr. Halloween the one year.
Mm.
You watch John Carpenter's Halloween. You eat your dinner. You're giving out candy, or if you're lucky enough to have a kid and go trick or treating, that's one thing. But if you're just eating dinner and then you're giving out candy, just pop it on. It's on. It's Halloween. You love it, and you can watch whatever you want after that.
Yeah, he sold me on Trick or Treat, where I was like, I had like Dr. Halloween. He was just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
he was right. I mean, I now love that movie.
Yeah,
It's now one of my favorites for the Halloween season.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve from Keystone Retro had a really cool Trick or Treat collectible. I wonder if he still has it.
Ah,
I'll have to ask him. He might have sent me a pic, but I got a new phone. I don't have a picture of it anymore.
yeah.
No, I definitely took a picture of it. We might have even talked about it. Who knows? So we're going to October 13th, which on there is The Crow.
All right. So I'm gonna stretch this one. All right.
Go for it.
Tony Todd is in The Crow,
Yeah.
and we can't do the 1990 Night of the Living Dead. Can you go 92 Candyman?
Why not?
I know it's not. It's a stretch because The Crow is more of an action movie. It's more of a. But I'm just thinking the Tony Todd connection.
I mean,
Give it a thought. I mean, it's
love Tony. I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to throw this out there as an honorable mention because I don't think it's going to go on the list. But if you haven't watched Hubie Halloween,
yeah.
I don't care who you are. I enjoyed it. But then again, I'm just wrong because maybe I just enjoy Sandler movies.
Well, I mean, we'll get. I think we'll do it live next year. We'll get maybe a Red October Part 3.
Totally.
This is. I was excited to come back to spooky season with. You know me. I love lists.
Yeah.
I love like that.
I was like looking at other things out there. Like anything. No, I think.
The Crow. So think about The Crow.
Crow 1994. I think Candyman 92 is a great, especially for the vibe.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Candyman. The OG.
Because it's more than just a horror, a slasher film. It's
special.
I love it. I just love it. And I don't think, I could be wrong. Maybe it did make the first Red October. I can't remember if Candyman's ever made the list before. So I don't know.
Every year, he's got a new chance every year.
Yeah. Right. All right. So
here we go for October 14th.
yes,
That was when we recommended Halloween Kills.
because it was brand new.
Mm-hmm. So is that where we put ends? Are we doing wrong when
ends out?
It should be out by then.
I don't know.
Because it's
might not be
being
out
released the same way, right? It's going direct to Peacock and theaters.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes. You'll be able to stream it as well as see it in theaters.
You'll never guess what day it comes out on.
What?
October 14th.
Oh, well then it's in. Yeah. You have to see how
Lock
it ends.
it in.
It's got to be done.
That's the release date. That's
call.
what's got to be on there.
Good call. Okay. So,
And I'm going to try and be... what the fuck am I kidding? I was like, I'm going to try and be objective. It's like, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to really like it.
the thing is,
Because you know my thing, it's like this is just a superhero movie
Yes.
at this point, and now we're going to get super strode.
yes. And if you saw the final trailer, that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad all this is recorded.
Yeah.
That there's record of me saying exactly what was going to happen.
Yes.
And I've been right all along.
It is what's going to happen.
I said the second one, she was just going to be, she's down and out, she's recharging
Right.
for the third one to go full super strode.
Correct. Yes, this is Godzilla vs. Kong. This is Marvel Civil War, or whatever the hell they called it. This is the Mighty Friends versus the Tiny Team, or whatever the hell. I don't know.
And you can get mad at me all you want. I don't care.
That's what it is.
You know, it's all about making money. I don't even know if it's about being entertained anymore. I have no idea. Whatever. There's that lady who brought an iron to fight Michael Myers when The Mob came out.
Right. I forgot about her until now.
So I made a joke on Killer Flicks, which has been a group that's been kind to us, I guess. I mean, someone put up a picture. They're talking about how the actor, what's his name, something Courtney, who plays
James Jude Courtney, as being he might be the best Michael of all time. Sure, I mean he's got the great build for it. He's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Like him.
And then they had a picture of him, and of course I had to comment with a picture of the mental patient and be like, "That's not what he looks like under the mask. This is what he looks like under the mask."
Right.
So.
All right, so you're seeing Halloween ends on October 14th. So, Joe, to take us home, and then we got to go back to 5, remember. So, to take us...
Yep, so 15, we wanted that... I remember when we were talking about it, we wanted that classic vibe. And I love that black and white classic vibe. So, we had the 1931 Frankenstein on there.
Oh, man. So, that's got to go.
Yeah, but you can replace it with any of the classic monsters. Or,
but Frankenstein just lends itself so much better to October.
Yeah, it does.
Was the 90s Mary Shelley's Frankenstein any good?
With De Niro?
I think.
Yeah.
I know people love the Coppola Dracula from 92, but I can't remember the Frankenstein.
That gets mixed reviews.
I didn't think it was that great. Now everybody's going to hate me because
because that gets a lot of mix. Like Keanu gets really shat on for his performance in that. It's a mixed one. I think a lot of the visuals in it are great. I think the vibe to it's great. But yeah, like some of the acting is a little, like the accents and stuff are a little odd.
Yeah, I mean it was
unnecessary.
Of course, it was well done. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but. Our last guest that we interviewed, that was one of his favorites.
That guy was the man.
Oh, he was great. No, but I'm saying like that's
Timothy. I liked him a lot.
But yeah, okay. So 1931 Frankenstein is what we got to replace.
Yeah. So one of the things I was thinking about, because we have, I try and get a Vincent Price movie in there, and I know we have The House on Haunted Hill, the OGs on this list.
Yeah.
And when we brought up this as an idea for an episode topic, I thought to myself, why not? If you haven't seen it and we're going to recommend a vintage horror movie, why not Vincent Price's House of Wax?
Okay.
Why not? If you've never seen it and you want to watch one of those older horror movies, and I believe it's one of the first ones in color.
Okay. No, I'm game. I mean, you got to put Vince.
It has a rep of, I think it might be first like color 3D.
Okay.
It has something historic behind it. I want to do like a solo episode around it.
We're game.
Yeah.
All right. So let's now go back to October 5th, complete the list, and then we'll tell you about how we can give you those tickets to see Red Rooms at the historic Colonial Theater.
Fantastic. Sounds wonderful to me. So that's going back to It Follows.
All right.
So
tough one to replace.
Yeah, and then I recommended The Grudge. So let's see what
The Grudge is scary.
What would be similar to that? So if we're going to do like some kind of haunting type thing, The Babadook.
Now the thing is, Babadook is great. It's scary. It's a little too heavy.
It is too heavy.
Like
isn't it?
It's a little too heavy for October. To me. The Grudge is... See, the thing with The Grudge is the visuals and the sounds and the whole... Like, the presentation is scarier than the story is. Like, The Grudge creeps me out, and it gives me... Like, I don't want to come out from under the covers. You know, especially when I first saw that, when that was in theaters, I was working in a computer lab at college for my work study on Sunday nights late, and I was the last one there, and it closed I think at like 10:30 at night. I was terrified to leave that building and walk all the way down the hill. So The Grudge scares me. I like The Grudge. I could do The Grudge. I think is that the final.
Well, I mean, how about I'll give you a couple more options. So I just thought of another horror comedy that could have replaced Idle Hands too. So we'll have to maybe consider that somewhere else, which was the Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
Or is that too? That might be too goofy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're giving me The Grudge and Cabin in the Woods, we're going Grudge.
Yeah. So no. So one of the things is it's one of my favorites. I know some people that don't care for it. I've had some long talks about it, which is Sinister. Might be a little too serious.
Sinister's serious,
I mean,
but it scares me.
Yeah. And then let's say I said Babadook. Let's try. What about Malignant?
I like
that was
Malignant.
released last year, and I liked it.
I thought it was good. Would you be willing to let The Grudge stand?
Absolutely, I love the The Grudge.
Let's go. I hated to waste our time here, but yeah, I think The Grudge.
Yeah. And if The Grudge bothers you, then watch Ju-on. The original Japanese one with the same cast.
They're both freaky.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. But it's the similar type possession. It clings on to you,
Mm-hmm. No, it's true, and yes, and you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
So, like, you think that is one thing that The Grudge did really well. You think that once you leave the house, which then we're not giving anything away if you haven't seen it before, it is like a haunted house type story, but you're not safe just because you're outside of the house.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It's perfect.
So all right, we're going to run through. All right, ready?
Ready.
All right, this is the podcast version of Red October. We'll do an official one next year. We're going October 1 through 15. So this is part 1. October 1st, you're watching Scream 2022. October 2nd, you're watching The Munsters by Rob Zombie. October 3rd, Halloween 4. October 4th, Curse of Chucky. October 5th, The Grudge. October 6th, VHS. October 7th, Christine. October 8th, Puppet Master. October 9th, Night of the Living Dead. October 10th, Halloween H2O. October 11th, Shaun of the Dead. October 12th, Riding the Bullet. October 13th, Candyman. October 14th, in theaters or on Peacock, Halloween Ends. And October 15th, House of Wax, Vincent Price.
Love it.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you want to hear that again, you're going to have to rewind it.
Yeah. Hit that button. Hit that subscribe button while you're at it.
Yeah, please, actually. So we have tickets to give away. Joe and I will be there representing Red River Horror at the premiere, First Glance Philadelphia. Our friend Brooke Lewis-Bellis provided some tickets. She's not going to be able to make the trip out, so she said, I want Red River Horror to make it big, make it a big premiere, so that's what we're going to do.
And do us a favor. Send good vibes, prayers, whatever you got. Send them her way. So
please do.
We love her. Wish she could be there.
Yep.
But
I say she's on loan to L.A. via Philadelphia.
I like that. Probably likes that too.
So, Joe, I was thinking the best way to give these tickets away, there will... So we'll blast it out on social media, of course.
Yep.
But I don't know that a social media contest is the way to go.
No.
Or maybe through the Facebook page. What do you think the best way and fairest way, I should say? Because this is cool. This is an October night at the Colonial Theater on the main street there in Phoenix. This is pretty sweet.
I mean, we could do like trivia questions through Instagram and Facebook stories.
Okay.
Throw it out there. People get them right. It's like, answer correctly. It gets you entered to win a free ticket for First Glance.
I love it. Okay. So so Instagram, Facebook stories. That's the way, because what I don't want, what I don't want to happen is us post something and people have to comment and then we select the comment or something like that, because then I feel bad.
Yeah.
So the least if we do it through stories or if we were going to do it through Gmail or whatever it was, like at least then it would be less less
and we reach even a larger or more than our regular audience too, because there's some people who don't listen every episode, but they do follow us on the socials. So be a good way to get that out there.
All right, so we will do that. In the meantime, hit that rewind button, hit that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, it's spooky season. Joe, it's so good to be back.
It is so good to be back. And we say that every time we get back, even whether it's been a week or a couple weeks. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
right?
It's always good to be back with you, buddy. So that's all we've got. He's been Eddie Caiazzo. I'm Joe Zakrzewski. This has been episode number 86 of the Red River Horror Podcast. And please remember to keep traveling those channels of fear.